Good morning, folks. Welcome to episode 75 of Something More Than Gibberish. Today, I have the pleasure of featuring Leitasha Scott. Leitasha is a Jamaican-born poet whose words reflect hope, resilience, and overall the beauty of life's journey, which is very much aligned to my style of writing. So really looking forward to featuring Leitasha. From childhood, Leitasha found joy in storytelling and self-expression, which then continued to blossom through her life into a lifelong passion for poetry. So very much looking. Leitasha's in the room, so without wasting any more time, I'm going to bring her up and let's get when I locked in the date for Leitasha's feature, and finally the day has. Good morning. How are you?
Good night. It's
Oh,
night here in
yes.
Jamaica.
That's right. It is Friday, 7 p.m. for you, right? It's Saturday, 10 a.m. for me.
Yes, yes.
Welcome, Leitasha. It's been a long time coming. I think it was about 3 months ago we locked in the date, and finally the day has dawned.
Right, right. It was in February, so that's about three
Oh,
months ago for
yeah.
sure.
Yes. I'm actually pretty much booked up to the end of the year. I've got two shows left, one on the 30th of October and one on the 27th of November, and I'm booked up for the rest of the year, which is awesome place to be. This is
Wow.
actually episode 75. In another couple of months, it'll be 3 years the show's been going. So it's good to,
Oh, congrats.
it's great to have a good long list of featured guests like yourself. So yeah. So welcome to the show. As you know, the show this next 2 hours is all about you, about featuring you, your work, whatever you want to share with yourself. Feel free to take the show in any direction you like. I'm looking forward to hearing a lot of your work as well and getting to know more about your journey into writing. And thank you for featuring on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Absolute pleasure. Now, I hope the timing worked out well for you, 7 p.m. Um, so tell me, what started the journey into writing?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say thank you again for having me. And this is something I've been looking forward to from way back when. So this is very exciting for me. So,
Absolute pleasure.
yeah. So where can I start? Um, my journey in poetry started from a little experiment. Um, it was a prompt from my daughter. She got a homework, and I was asked to write a poem, and I'm like, okay, let me try this. And then the poem just came out. The words rhyme. It was for lyrical blend of the numbers 1 to 10, and she got 100%. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then afterwards, a friend reached out to me saying that her son got a topic about transportation, and she asked me if I could write something for her, and I'm like, okay. And then my writing stopped for a while, but I can say that it blossomed again when my dear aunt, Auntie Nadine, rest in peace, she passed away suddenly after a surgery. And it was a very surprising moment for me, but I just started writing. I mean, writing about the memory of her was so soothing for me. And somehow during that process, I was just comforted by writing, and during this at the actual service, I was able to share that poem, and everybody was like, "Wow, Leitasha, I didn't know you could do that," because it really captured the type of person she was and her memory. So I was so happy that I could do that, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's funny, like when life gets challenging is when we look within ourselves, and then um, our deepest inner thoughts and all that, most writers start expressing them generally for a self-healing, as in your case.
Yeah.
My own journey was very similar for years of emotional sort of challenges. When I was traveling around, I found because I had so many thoughts in my head that you lose focus, and I started writing just to focus my thoughts to what the real issues were, and
Exactly.
to narrow down this, to focus my thoughts. And that's what I literally started writing just for my own healing. And here I am, a couple of books later. So yeah. Now, but you had a inkling towards your storytelling and from a young age, and self-expression from a young age, right? From childhood.
Yes, for sure. But it was not poetic.
Mm.
To be honest, I'm a very reserved person. I don't talk much, but I'm doing it now. But growing up, I didn't talk much. I was more of a observer. But when it came to writing stories or writing letters, I was so good at it.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if my mom is watching, but when she found out that I decided to publish some of my poems, she said, I'm not surprised because I saw it in you. Because I remember at one point, I don't remember what I did, but I couldn't find the words to say what I was sorry about. And I think I wrote probably a 2-page letter.
Yes.
Yeah, and she still has it. So, um, generally, I'm more expressive in writing. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fun for me to do that.
So was that letter to your mum that you were apologizing?
Pardon?
Was the letter to your mum the apologetic letter
Yes, it was an apologetic letter.
to your mum?
Yeah,
Oh, that's beautiful. I can align
yeah,
to that because I could, yeah, I found it very hard to verbally say I was sorry. I guess it's just
yeah,
a childhood arrogance, but I could write it down.
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
I'm very glad that you did persevere with your writing because I mean you've got 2 books, 3 books out now.
Yes, it's 3 that is out, but we'll be looking at the 2 which are adult content today.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Yes, now that's an interesting because you also started to get into children's books as well, right?
Yes,
Yeah. And I think that's great because there is a market for children's books. Uh, there's another lady that I featured probably 12 months ago that was also on that same journey. And what my words to her was when I look on the shelf at children's books, they are still a lot of the same books that I had as a child. So fresh content for children's books is, I think, there's a market for it, and I think a welcoming sort of genre of books to write. So that's awesome that you're doing that.
yes, because I don't want to leave the children out. I'm a
Yes.
mother, so I think poetry can also relate to children
Yes.
for sure.
And it's good to start their minds and encourage those young minds, the writing skills or the passion for writing from a young age. And if they haven't,
Exactly.
great. Yeah. So, so what were the two titles of your books? Have you got them handy to show them on the screen? And we can also put in a comment on where people can access your books from.
Sure. Let me adjust camera. So this is unexpressed emotion.
Love the title.
Oh, it's still upside down. Yeah, this is unexpressed emotion. So this book is a bit heavy. Um, I try to, the message is to talk about different emotions that people carry. Or probably don't want to talk about. They're probably going through it or went through it. But I want to let others know that it's okay to have an emotion and to express it. So hence the title, Unexpressed Emotions.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you're right. We think our journey is unique, but it never is. Many others have walked very similar paths, and we're never alone in that. Yeah,
Yes, and that is so true because um, a lot of the things that I wrote are a bit heavy, but persons who read it often say that, whoa, I went through this, or I know of somebody who went through that, and it's so comforting to know that, I am not alone and there is hope, and, life is not so bad. I mean, don't take life too seriously.
100%, 100%. Because I guess it doesn't matter what part of the world you come from what culture you come from, what social standard you come from. Heartache is heartache for every human, right? The loss of a child, the loss of a loved one, the breakup of an emotional bond. It hurts the same, doesn't matter which walk of life you come from, right? Or which part of the world you come from. It's, yeah. So now and what was the next book?
Okay. The other one is called Wildfire and Ashes, Love, Loss, and the Aftermath.
Wow.
Yes. So this one talks about the different phases of a relationship. So sometimes it starts with a little lusting and then you fall in love, then a little heartbreak, and it's wild.
Yeah. Well, you got two independent souls coming together and trying to fit into each other's life. It's very
Mhm.
easy to offend somebody, and I think if that communication isn't there, it's always, you do have that bumpy start sometimes until you get to know the other
Yeah.
person's likes and dislikes and
Mhm.
intricacies. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah. So you've got one child?
Two
Two.
children. Yeah.
How old are they?
My youngest is 7 and my oldest is 11.
11. Do
Yeah.
you do you fi- do you find inspiration for your writing from things that happen with the children as well, or for the children's books?
Sure, sure. There are actually two pieces that I wrote for them that are in the book.
Oh, I'd love to
So
hear them soon. Yeah.
yes, yes,
You've always been based in Jamaica?
yes, yes. I've traveled all of the parishes in Jamaica, but never left Jamaica. But
Yeah.
I hope to one day.
The Now Jamaica, the poetry scene is quite big there, right?
Yes, it is. And before I go any further, I there's a big poetry community in Jamaica, but it started from a company called the Poet Life, also known as the Poetry Business Network.
Yep.
So the company is actually based in the US. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the company before,
No, I
but
have.
the The CEO of the company is Christopher Jenkins. So he has like a course online that persons can go on and learn about taking poetry as a business. So it's a great thing that persons can go on. It's the course is free, and you can learn about how you can move from just writing books to doing poetry as a business or having business because of poetry.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah. And right, so as I was saying, he has various countries or chapters of this business all over the world. So here in Jamaica, we have the Jamaica chapter of it.
right. And
Mhm.
that's quite a popular body of work, is it?
Yes, it is. The group is growing, and we have monthly meetings, and it's so lovely to have such a community like that.
Yeah.
Isabir,
Yep.
I met Isabir. He's a part of that group as well. So we kind of love it together, share different opportunities that might come up within Jamaica, and it's just a lovely community.
Yeah.
I mean, they are my extended family.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's it's amazing, like in doing this show, how we network. So a Daisy, who's on the show right now, it's 1 a.m. for her, and she's awake supporting this show from Nigeria. She connected me with Exibir, who I
Okay,
featured
well,
on this show. And then you came to support Exibir, and now you're featuring on the show. It's funny.
exactly.
Yeah,
I don't want to cut you, but let's talk about that connection with Isabel. I'm not sure if he's online now, but I joined his live and I was taken into it, and I was like, wow, this is so much fun to know that you can connect with so many people all over the world here in Jamaica. And then the following week, you had an open mic, and I was invited to share a piece, but
it's
I'm not sure if you know the story behind that because it's so funny. So you know that there's a time difference, right?
yeah.
And at the time it was around 9 o'clock in Jamaica, and Isabel was already on, and he kept chanting my name. We want Tasha. We want Tasha. And I'm there like, okay, am I gonna do this? Cause I'm in my pajamas and my bonnet. I mean, do I really want to turn on my camera? It was so funny. And I didn't turn on my camera, but I was brave enough to join, and here we are today.
100%, 100%. I'm
Yeah,
glad Exibia did push you along to jump on the mic, and then I heard your work, and here we are. That was
yeah.
back in February, right? So,
Yes, that was in February.
yeah. Also, from that show, he connected me with a gentleman by the name of Talawa, and I'm
Yes,
featuring.
yes. Talawa poetry.
I'm
But
featuring
that is,
him in on the 4th of September. He'll be featured
oh,
on the show.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I met him in person. When was it? I think it was in July. No,
yeah, right.
we don't reach July yet, but earlier this year,
Yeah,
because the group in Jamaica called Jaiku Poetry, they
yes,
were having a whole week of poetry, and I attended their Kingston event. So I was able to meet a few of those persons that are in the poetry group, and it was just so nice.
yeah. So
Mm.
look, he does a lot for the poetry community in Jamaica, I believe. He's always featuring shows and poets and so forth. So really looking forward to featuring him in September. So this is a small world, right? So I get connected to this group of poets in Jamaica
Yes,
from a
we're,
lady in
we're waiting
Nigeria.
for you to come here, though.
Well, Funny you say that. So about one of my ex-partners, her grassroots. She lives in New York, but her grassroots were from Jamaica. But I never made it there. But love to visit there and yeah, get involved in the poetry scene um, over there. So yeah, because I believe it's really quite prevalent. In Jamaica, the community, and I see the shows, the events that I see, Exhibit, Talawa, all advertise yourself, and I'm saying, wow, this is a lot of events that's happening there. So it sounds like it's very rife. The
Yes, I mean, I believe it's a growing community because there are a lot of famous Jamaican poets,
Yes,
that came from Jamaica, like Louise Bennett and so many others. But a lot of us probably have the mindset that, oh, poetry is not something that you can make a living from. You can write a few books and that's it. But thank God for the Poetry Business Network and the Poet Life. A lot of us have learned that there's a way that you can learn. So if anybody is interested, you can log on to the poetlife.com
mm,
where you can learn about poetry as a business.
yeah,
Because
right.
from the Joy Cool group, I joined, learned about the Poet Life, and in January, I think they were auditioning for persons to join the Poet Life. What's the tagline again? Oh gosh, I'm forgetting. But it's basically an opportunity to record yourself or your journey, learning about it. So it's like a documentary, basically.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Now, King Chosen is based in the US, and he's clearly familiar with Poet Life, the group, because he's just putting a comment there as well. King Chosen featured on the show probably, over 12 months ago. And yeah,
Okay.
so he's familiar with Poet Life as well. That's an awesome group. So that was all started by Jenkins, yeah?
Yes, yes. Christopher Jenkins is the CEO, and he's such an what do you call it? A nice and oh, I was just wondering what is that pop up? Yeah, he's so nice and considerate in sharing this information because people can be a bit selfish about how you can set up your business
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
establish yourself, but he was so kind to establish the website and create this community for us. So I'm just so grateful for it because I'm also a featured guest on the Poet Life documentary
Yeah,
on Poet Life Unscripted.
yeah.
So
My
I've been
apologies. Sorry, go
so
on.
I've been documenting my journey as I learn about the different ways of how you can establish your business as a poet.
Yes. My apologies. King Chosen's actually from Canada, not from the US. My grievous error. Um,
Okay,
um, the you're right. You were right in what you said. We don't write because you don't make a living from it, but when you recite your work or people read your work and they get joy from it or healing from it or um, it uplifts them in some form or manner particularly usually when they're in a dark place. That's a reward
exactly.
that's priceless, right? That's a reward that no sum of money can give.
I agree because poems are not essays. I mean, in
No.
essay you make a point, but in poetry you create a feeling or an emotion.
Yeah, my own inspiration for writing is I don't expect my recipe to work for anybody else because no one sees life through my eyes. But in reading my work, if it triggers their own thoughts as they face challenges, for them to develop their own recipe to overcome, to walk through that fire, to overcome the challenges and to grow from it, then my writing has achieved its purpose.
Exactly. And some of the things that I write about, I may not necessarily experience, but it's basically my point of view or a stem from what is currently happening in my surroundings.
Mm, mm,
And as you spoke about that back in September 2025,
yeah.
um, there was a beautiful Miss Jamaica contestant. Her name was Tara Spalding, and unfortunately, she committed suicide.
Mm,
And
so sad.
it broke my heart because I said to myself, look at how beautiful she is, and she's always smiling. What is it that could be so overwhelming that she, made that decision?
Mm,
And I think by October or so, I decided to publish this book,
mm,
Unexpressed Emotions. People are carrying a lot with
mm.
them, and sometimes they're just so afraid or don't want to talk to somebody about it. But I don't know, maybe they'll read my book.
Mm.
So I want to read the poem Behind the Smile.
Certainly.
We walk around wearing a smile, pretending all is fine, all on a long mile. The daily fight to think positive when the system drives us to think negative. Constantly under pressure to make ends meet, we call in silence for help that never comes. The silence grows louder inside our chests. Each day a battle, no moment of rest. The mask we wear begins to decay as hope and color slowly fade away. No one notices the tears in disguise or the plea for help locked in tired eyes. The world moves on deaf to the sound of a soul unraveling, breaking down. At last the weight becomes too great, a quiet surrender to a cruel fate. They leave behind a note, simple and small. I wore a smile, but it wasn't me at all.
That
So that's the end of that poem.
couple of things with the poem. Number one, the message is loud and clear. The message is expressed in a way that's digestible to anyone, even if English is their second language. And I love that in writers. I myself refrain from using uh, exotic words that I
Yeah,
want my work accessible to somebody whose English might be their third language, right?
exactly.
And your talent showed there where you retained a rhyme scheme as well throughout that, which was phenomenal.
Thank you.
And it
I
did not
don't know the word, just always rhyme. It's just
yeah,
my style of writing.
yeah. And it did not deviate from the power of the emotion you were conveying, which is awesome. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I know a few persons who actually read this poem, and some of them started crying because they
Mm.
start to understand how somebody who is feeling depressed or they know of somebody who committed suicide and they're back in that moment, understanding why the person felt that way.
Yeah. Um, one of the comments that one of the lines that I really live by and have known and held dearly for many, many years. A Daisy had
Hmm.
put in that line, the mask we wear begin to decay. And that's so true. the people we meet in our daily lives, we only see that mask. There's so much hidden behind
Exactly.
people, right? Now, as you said, this lady, Miss Jamaica, so she had the world at her feet. You know, obviously had looks, obviously had a personality, obviously had a interconnected life within the social environment with charities and
Right.
so forth. And still, there was that emptiness enough for her to take her young life.
Yeah, it was so tragic. I mean, a lot of people were devastated, shocked. Because she was also an advocate for persons who are going through, who have mental health issues or who felt, suicidal. So I
Well,
don't know.
mental health in this day and age compared to 4 decades ago is so much more prevalent. You know, it is so much more the number of young kids that are suffering depression, it's astounding. When I was a kid, life was all about out there playing, flying kites and pinching a cigarette from dad's packet and just having fun, right? Depression was um, not, but today, young kids, so many of them that need professional help at a very young age, which is sad. Something's not working, right? I don't know if it's the pressures of life, or if it's the foods we can consume, or what it is, or the access to so much social media, or so much access to so much information from all over
Right.
the world. The Back in my day, bullying had to be in person. Somebody had to be in your presence to bully you. Now, kids are bullying
Oh,
each other from one end of the world to the other.
exactly. No, we have cyberbullying. Even last week there was a case in Jamaica where I think it's 3 students were arrested for cyberbullying a child because the child got so depressed and they were threatening her to
Mm.
kill herself if she doesn't do what they're saying. So it's out there, and parents on a whole and children have to have a strong mind.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, mental sort of issues, illnesses and depressions and so forth are so part of everyday life now, and it's more common than we realize. Um, the Our culture here in Australia, we're known to be very direct people. But
Hmm.
now we've got to be so careful, because sometimes in that directness we could push people over the edge because of what they're going through within that you don't see behind that mask.
Right. And sometimes it's the type of environment that you live in. I don't know if you know the word ghetto,
Ghettos, yes?
but yeah, that's a very tough place to live in,
Yeah.
it's it's a few opportunities, a lot of discomfort, a lot of violence,
Yep.
and it's a very depressing place to live.
Yes.
So as we talk about that type of poem, um, it's called Hope in the Ghetto.
Love the title.
Okay. All right, so let's get into it. Hope in the Ghetto. I wake to the sound of gunshots in the night, falling to the floor in a desperate flight. The streets are a battleground where violence reigns, a constant fear that grips my heart and brain. The pipes are dry, the water is scarce, a basic need that's often left unmet, of course. I see my neighbors begging on the street, their dignity worn, their hope incomplete. They're searching for handouts instead of steady pay, a cycle of poverty that's hard to break away. The loud music blares a cacophony of pain. No peace of mind, no rest, no respite to gain. The nights are restless, the days are a grind, a never ending struggle that's hard to leave behind. Blood runs in the street, a neighbor falls, a life cut short by senseless walls. I walk on eggshells with a cautious stride, polite and courteous with a fearful pride. I don't know who's watching or who got a gun or who'll snap next or have nowhere to run. I'm trapped in this life where fear is my guide, a prisoner of circumstance with no end in sight. But still, I hold on to a glimmer of hope, a dream of a better life, a chance to cope, to rise above the noise and the strife, to find a way out and start a new life. That's hope in the ghetto.
Again, you touch the very raw essence of the environment, right? That's I am very familiar with the ghettos, the street life, as we call it here, because many years ago I used to teach a lot of martial arts, and some of the students that walked through my doors were from the street life, from what we call the commission houses and so forth.
Yeah,
And some of these kids came in there at war with the world, and they just wanted to. And working with these kids after the classes, I used to spend a lot of time with these kids on the streets only because I wanted them to be able to relate to me. I did not want them to see me as a preacher or as a policeman or as an authority. I wanted them to see that I could be on the street with them, but
right,
then I had another life off the street so that they could relate and then open up. Some of the kids
right,
that I saved and got their life on a better place, no amount of money can ever gratify the joy I had in saving one of these kids' life. Yes, I lost some of them, but
yeah,
you accept that. But the ones that I was able to set on a better path, the joy and the richness that fulfill me. So I'm very familiar with the street life and what these kids face. And you really captured that in your poem because they live from day to day. They don't know, none of us know if the sun will rise tomorrow, but them
mm-hmm,
less so. They don't know if they're going to wake up to their mother or father the next day. And that's a daily
exactly.
aspect of life, right? Yeah. As you said, the blood
Especially
flows.
because I lived in a community,
Mm,
for a while, couple years ago, and it was very scary for me.
mm,
Everything that I expressed, I mean, I was living and going through it.
mm,
But
mm.
life is a journey, as they say, and if I didn't experience it, then I wouldn't be able to talk about it or relate to it.
Yep.
So yeah.
And it's beautiful because two things. Number one, you remember
Mm-hmm.
life in the ghettos through your eyes, and you could write about it that can inspire or give strength to somebody experiencing hardship.
Yeah.
Second, your very life shows has is living proof that you might have been born in the ghetto, but there is opportunities to get out of the ghetto as you have done your
Exactly.
right. So to me,
Yeah, and
every
and and
teacher,
and that's the aim of why I write stuff like this, to encourage others who might be living under certain conditions or going through a certain emotion, to let them know that they're not alone.
yes,
I was there too.
yes, 100%. And one of the most frustrating comments I hear people say to me, I always that's all I always did, or that's all I always was. Well, as humans, we have the power to change at any one day we can. Yes, maybe not our physical environment, but as individuals, as people, the way we look at things, our views on things, the way we treat other people, the way we get offended by people or things that we take to heart and get offended, we have the power to change any of that at any time.
Exactly. And let's go back to COVID-19. That was like a movie. And it was a very uncomfortable time for many people. I mean, a lot of us was stressed out. A lot of us lost relatives. A lot of us lost our jobs, and it was so scary. Um, I have a piece about it. So
Hmm.
this was my experience of COVID. So here we go. COVID-19 is here. Day and night, I'm in a nightmare. Work from home, that I do. Watching the kids at the same time too. The high level of stress. The house is always a mess. Everybody wants things done now. So hurry up and don't bother frown. Sometimes I wish I could quit because I'm tired of doing all of it. Suddenly I hate my job. The personal time I had got robbed. In the mirror I stare. When will these feelings of insufficiency disappear? I will find better ways to cope. They say, once there's life, there is hope.
Mm. Beautiful ending. Beautiful ending
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
And that's my style of writing. Like, I don't know, like, whatever the situation is, I always try to find a silver lining.
It's always good to end with a positive
Hmm.
positive options, right? Like,
Yeah,
like life is an amazing gift, and yeah, uh, each day, even in the darkest hour, there's hope.
exactly.
Yeah. The With COVID-19, I mean, obviously, it's amazing the number of people who started writing, and
Yes.
COVID-19 really opened up the doors for this poetry community to connect within the social media space, you know?
Yeah, and I think it was during that period I did the most writing because I was locked up in the house, barely seeing other people. So I
Yeah.
had to find a way to process those emotions, you
Mm.
know?
Mm. Yeah. Now, before I forget, where can people buy your books? I mean, I've heard you just some the pieces that I've read of yours, I heard you recite even now. They're all, every one of them, so powerful and so beautiful to hear and to read. There's stuff that people can read over and over again, and each time you read, you will get more and more. So, where can people buy your books?
Okay, so they are currently available on Amazon.com in ebook and paperback versions.
Hmm.
So once you search for my name, you will see the listing of books that are available.
Hmm. Any other channel besides Amazon?
No, just Amazon for now.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. So, folks, Amazon.com, and you published under Leitasha Scott, right? Leitasha Scott.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So look up Leitasha Scott, two books out, and you just heard a sample of her work, and we're going to hear more over the next hour and a quarter. So, um, what's next?
Right.
Is there another
So
book?
before I go any further, I just want to say a big shout out to MS Studios. He was the director for a short skit that I did to promote my book. So that's another hidden talent that I've discovered the other day. Well, I wouldn't say it was a discovered talent, but it was a very talent that needed to be awakened.
I remember seeing that video and I was so blown away with it. I messaged you about it, right? That was the one.
Yes, yes.
That was phenomenal. That was so professional. And for a minute, I thought I was looking at a little mini series or something like that. And then I realized, oh no, it's Leitasha promoting her book here. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yes, because I don't know, like he's a professional photographer, right? And
Yeah.
he also does film productions. So he did my professional headshot, which is the current photo I use on my profile.
Yeah.
So a couple months after finishing that project, he asked me if I can act, and I was like, okay, that's something that I used to do, but I haven't done in like probably 10 or 15 years. So let's try this project and see how it goes. And it was really fun. Like we completed the scene in less than an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
King Chosen is going to check it out. It's on your page, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's on my page.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the near future you can look out for part 2 and 3, and I don't know.
I can't I can't wait because as I said when I first saw the post and started watching it, I thought, oh, this is like a mini series. What's Tasha on up to now? And then
Yeah, because I mean I the person is trying to steal my book, and and I kidnap him, tie him up on a chair, and all of that. It was fun. It was fun.
it was so professionally done and it was fantastic. Who knows? So we might see Leitasha, the actress, coming up, right, in mini series or something like that.
Yes.
It, it is very refreshing to know that once we become parents, we have a certain amount of responsibility, and your children are young, right? You've got the next 8 or 10 years at least still parenting. But I'm glad that living up to your parental responsibilities, that you're still able to follow your own passions as well, because we've we've got to remember that once we become parents, we're still individuals and we still are responsible for our own lives as well. Long as our children are accommodated and taken care of and given everything they need for their passage, we got to live for ourselves as well, which a lot of parents forget and neglect to do.
Yes, and that's an excellent point there, because there are a lot of mothers, especially, who put their dreams on pause for
Mm,
their children,
mm.
and I don't think that is a good thing to do, because even though you might try to hide it, your children are looking to you and admiring you, looking for positive influence. They want to see you in your element. They want to see you happy. So once you're able to show them that you're happy, they can also, you know, see that and
Ah,
live that as well.
yes.
Because you're like a mirror.
My belief is that, well, I personally learn more from example than from
Mhm.
read or what people tell me. Now, in doing that, you're also setting them a foundation to say that live your dreams. This is your life. This is your journey. Doesn't matter what society say you should do, what the next person does. Live your dream, live your life, follow your passions, and you're showing that to them by way of example. That's probably one of the best lessons you can give them.
Yep. And I'm so grateful for that, opportunity as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, um, yeah, 100%. Like, well, my own son now, he's a grown adult. When he needs me, I'm there. When he doesn't, I'm just living my life and
Right.
following my dreams and passions. And I think that's important to do. Now,
Exactly.
I see
Um,
many
go
cultures
ahead.
within the subcontinent and Asia and all that. Parents literally stop living. They literally live for the children. They work, and it's all about the children. They forget who they are.
And since I like that line, forget who they are.
Yes.
Because sometimes as a mother, you're so focused on the children and ensuring that their needs are met.
Mm.
But you also have to ensure that your needs are met, because you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. 100%. 100%. Letitia, your every piece I've heard so far and the discussion so far that we've had, you really come across a very enriched soul who've got a beautiful perspective on life, and it comes through in your writing as well.
Mhm.
It's an absolute pleasure to feature you on the show and to get to know more of you and to hear you recite your own work as well. That's fantastic.
Thank
Is
you.
is there another
So,
book on the way?
um, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
So
I didn't get to read. Would you like me to read one from this book?
we've got another hour, so there's you can read as many as you like. We're only not even halfway through the show yet.
Okay, all right. But talking about the other book. So it's three down so far, and maybe another one to go, because um, I'm always experiencing and observing different things in my environment. So I always have a pen, or if I don't have a pen, I write things as they come to me when I'm in my element. So yeah, I think something is definitely in the making.
Hmm. I'm
So
glad.
we'll see.
Yeah. Now, I've got to ask the question. So now that you've written the children's book as well, is there a passion for that as well? Would you continue in that? As I said, there's a big market for children's books because they're so stagnant. There's on the shelves, there's still books were available when I was a kid. That was many decades ago. So I think it's great. I think fresh material for children is probably, and childhood's very different, as we were talking before, from
Yes, and
traditional.
children need encouragement too. They're going
Yeah,
through their own little stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, that the one that I published, I think I will probably do a follow up to it.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm so glad to hear that. And that's not taking away anything from your two main books for adults because the pieces that you recited, um, every one of them can prompt and instigate thought and growth.
Yeah.
So, you know,
All right. So this is Wildfire and Ashes, and let me see which one. I like to always choose one that people say is their favorite. I mean, it might be my favorite too. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
All right. This one is called The Musician. Sorry, having a little disturbance.
That's all
All
right.
right. So this is The Musician. He knows his craft the way the fingers find. Each string, each note, each pulse, each line. No rush, no stumble, just a knowing grace. Each moment written on his face. He doesn't ask the instrument to speak. He listens first, its breath, its creak. Then gently, slowly, he begins to play, letting rhythm lead the way. The sound blooms slowly, a sigh, a moan, a melody that's hers alone. No need for words, no need for show, just touch and time and ebb and flow. For every note he coaxes free becomes a song of mastery, a language whispered deep and true, where music and desire grew. He plays not just with hands but heart, a man who knows both art and art. And in his touch, she learns to see that pleasure is a symphony.
Beautiful, beautiful. What inspired that piece? Was it?
So, as you, the title, The Musician, I'm making an analogy to a musician who knows the different notes to play a song, specifically for for a piece of music or instrument. But in this poem, I'm talking about a man in particular who knows how to please a woman in layman terms.
Yeah, beautiful. Music, well, that's from your origins in Jamaica. I mean, there's been some brilliant musicians that have stemmed from Jamaica, right? I myself uh, love people like um, Bunny Wailer, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley. I even love Harry Belafonte. I grew up with my parents playing Harry Belafonte's music at home. You know, like the
Yeah,
lyrics are always quite powerful. Bob Marley's lyrics, they are so powerful, and does not surprise me that Jamaica has such a strong poetry community because really poetry transforms into music, right? And
exactly. And I just want to say that I'm from a musical family. My father is a international recording artist,
oh
and
wow.
he writes his own music as well.
What does he? What title does he? What name does he sing under?
Oh, he goes by the name Joseph Scott.
Joseph Scott. Right.
Yes,
I might have
yes,
to look it up on Spotify. Yeah.
yes. He's there. So yeah, a lot of my uncle sings and he produces music as well. His name is Audley Scott.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that it's a family gift to write and produce music on a whole and sing and so on. But I'm not passionate about singing. I just do the writing. But
That,
there is a connection with poetry because, as you know, the lyrics usually rhyme.
yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The look. Exactly. There's people are gifted with voices and musical ability, and people are gifted with eloquent sort of eloquency in writing. So I think they go like hand and glove, right? A lot of musicians they don't write their music; they're written for them, and but then they bring it to life with their gift of their voices and their talents. So you know, the who knows? You
Yes,
might,
and I've a few musicians, actually singers, have read a few pieces and
yeah,
have reached out to me to for a few lines. So
yeah,
I'll see how that goes.
yeah. Well.
That will be very interesting.
How cool would it be if your father put in did a song with your writing, right? With your words,
You know, I think it was last week he said to me that we need to do a song. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
please keep me posted when that happens because I think that's a great gift between father and daughter to each other. You know, your
Yeah.
words and him giving a musical life to your words. That's a
Yes.
two-way gift to honor your bond, your relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
sta the stage
Um,
is yours. Now, I've got a piece too that a piece that you wrote very recently as well, which I'll be happy to read as well. But please carry on, share more of your work.
oh,
Um,
sure. Let me see. Let me just read the last one from this book. This book has a lot of pages. But I just want to, this is one of my favorites, and I just wanted to share it with you. Yeah, this one is called She Doesn't Need a King. She loved too deep, she gave her soul to broken men who took control. Sweet words turned sharp like hidden knives. They drained her dreams, they dimmed her life. He lied with charm, he played his game, left her in tears, then called her name. A puppet in his twisted show, her heart said yes, her mind said no. He called her mine, but clipped her wings, stole her peace, her precious things. Each bruiser's story, seen or not, each scar a lesson pain had taught. But one day something fierce awoke, a fire that chains could never choke. She stood, she wiped her tears away, and vowed to love herself one day. No more, no more cries for lazy men, no cheaters in her life again, no players with their charming lies, no baby pleas or alibis. She builds her world with steady hands, no need for love she can't withstand. Her heart's her home, her soul her crown. No man can break what's not torn down. Now she walks proud, her spirit sings. She's learned her worth, she doesn't need kings. Alone but free, her voice aflame. They'll never cage her heart again. So
Amazing.
this is woman empowerment, because sometimes as I said, there are different things or phases of a relationship. So I was just referring to a woman who fell in love, but it just didn't work out, and
Mm-mm.
now she's realizing that she
Yeah,
can walk with pride.
100%, 100%. Very empowering piece, and it's very encouraging as well, right? Because before we find that love that satisfies us for the rest of our lives, we have many
Mhm.
heartaches as well. So it's encouraging that there is still the
Yeah.
horizon there.
And there's also another woman that I look up to. Um, I think it was in April. I'm going into another. I'm going into unpublished pieces. So in April of this year, I got an opportunity to attend a Rastafarian event in Jamaica. So this event was to celebrate the life of Empress Menen. So she was the wife of Haile Selassie.
Hmm.
And I was asked to write a piece about her. So this was a very interesting challenge for me because I grew up in a Christian community. So I didn't know much about Rastafarianism. I know they grow locks and all of that, but there was still so much for me to know. So Leitasha had to dig up the history books. And yeah, it was a nice experiment for me. And I had to research the life of Empress Mene. Because if you don't know about somebody, you cannot write about them, right?
Yeah.
So it was a very fun project for me, and it's nice to know where we're coming from as women and how we are today. Because I don't know how much you know about history, but way back when, a woman's purpose was only to have children.
Mm, mm,
Back in Africa, women, especially in the royal family, were married from early as 12 years old because in those times they thought that women or they didn't think that people are going to live long, so they are just hurrying to ensure that the next generation of children, is going to carry on the lineage. So Empress Menin grew up in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time she married Haile Selassie, she had married, went through four other marriages, and she was wedded from around 12. So, that can probably be disheartening or heartbreaking, but she she found the courage within herself to find what her purpose is in life and be a beacon of hope. So I admire that woman.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share the piece that I read at that celebration for you.
Yep. Yep.
Right? The title is Empress Menin. So Empress Menin, mother of the Ethiopian nation, stood up for justice and peace during war and tribulation. A royal princess from birth, queen of wisdom by right, a woman with a clear vision to empower women in time of war, a beacon of hope and light that spread very far. Woman empowerment and prosperity, founded churches, schools, welfare, and charity. The wife and trusted advisor to the king. In those days, it was a very strange thing. Haile Selassie knew she was wise, so he gladly took her advice. Empress Menin, mother of creation, Queen Omega, divine feminine of Rastafari nation.
That's that's good that you could challenge yourself to do the research and write about an unfamiliar
Yeah.
topic. Well, so
Well,
that's
I'm learning about myself as I get, different challenges and opportunities that come along the way.
yeah, yeah. Why not? And
Yeah.
I love that that you don't have limits on yourself. That you push yourself to even that skit with the acting part. That was pushing those limits, right? Writing children's books, and then like in this piece, researching and writing about something that is unfamiliar to us.
Yeah.
You know.
Because people feel special when you can write about them. So I have gotten a few requests afterwards, experts who wants me to write a poem for them. My grandmother recently celebrated her 80th birthday, and I was asked to write something for her. So, it's just a joy to be able to capture a person's life or personality
Yeah.
and put it in a poem.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
The we're born with the inherent sort of talents, and it's good to utilize those talents, those gifts we were born with, right? They were born
Exactly.
with them for a reason. So I think it's our responsibility to share those talents and express those talents.
Yeah. And as I go along and observe and see different things, I always want to just live through life. Not that I don't take it seriously, but things sometimes happen and we just have to
Yes.
find humor in it
Yeah.
because, as they say, life is short.
It's a very temporary passage, right?
Hmm. And I have another one for you. This one is called Bus Driver. So sometimes I take public transportation, and on this particular day, the bus took really long to come. And I was really frustrated. So I, I'm going to give you a piece of it. I'm not sure if you're going to understand it because it's in my native language, Patois.
Yep.
But if anything, I can say it over in standard English. All right. So this is bus driver. Look how long the bus take to come. When it finally reach, everybody start run. The bus driver get mad and chase somebody off the bus. Passenger jump through window because him can't take the bus. The driver say, only thief jump through window, so you can't stay in here. Bus driver at the boss. Everybody move out of the way and make the window jumper pass. Everybody finally sit down and get a seat. Bus driver press gas and touch the street. Do you understand what I just
Yes,
said?
I do. I understood every bit of it because I said one of my ex-partners was Jamaican,
Mhm.
so yeah, I was familiar with the patois expressions of the.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it was a frustrating and hilarious moment at the same time because we're all waiting for the bus to come, right?
Yeah,
And it finally shows up. Everybody is running, and there's this unruly passenger who jumps through a side window and gets in the bus, and then the bus driver is so upset, and he says, "Only a thief jumps through a window, so you can't stay in here."
yeah.
You know, yeah, it was so hilarious.
You painted that picture so well while you were reciting it. I was sort of seeing this guy jumping through a window because that's the
Yeah,
kind of shit that I would have done in my youth. So yes, I'm thinking, wow, I could see myself doing this in my youth. Yeah. So
yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you that, there's also humor in poetry, and we
100%,
just have to
100%.
find ways to express it. And
Yeah,
as I say, don't take life too serious.
yeah, 100%. A Daisy just put in a comment, the bus driver be cray cray. It would be, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but no, I remember the back when I was a kid, the school buses, what those drivers and conductors had to put up with a double-decker bus full of like school kids. Oh my goodness me. Yeah. But you painted that picture so well that, but you're right. And I myself, I'm always jesting with people that I'm close to and friends because I think life has enough challenges and dark
yeah,
passages. So every opportunity that I can put a smile on somebody's face,
exactly.
uh, I always try to do that. Because the other thing I find is, matter of fact, even in people that I lead at work, when I find them getting stressed, I go and make some silly joke just to make
Yeah,
them
yeah,
laugh. Because the human mind cannot be angry and stressed and laugh at the same time. It
exactly.
immediately brings down that stress level, right? So I think it's
Mhm.
important to laugh. It's important to have to look at life, as we just said. It's a temporary passageway through the soul's journey. So why we, doesn't matter how well I look after myself, sooner or later I'm going to die. I know that from birth. Doesn't matter how well I look
Exactly.
after myself, I'm going to age.
Hmm.
You can't change that. So why do we live for all those frail trophies when in fact the actions that you do is what people will talk about once you're dead and gone, not about how.
Exactly.
Right?
All right. So, since you're going on that train, I would like you to do the honors and read one of my latest unpublished poems.
I absolutely love this when you sent it to me, and thank you for sending it to me. And it is an honor to be able to read. So this piece that Leitasha wanted suggested I read is a new piece that she's written, and I find it really like a. It can be an affirmation that somebody could read
Yeah.
to themselves every day. It's so powerful, Leitasha. It really is. I'll read this piece. It's titled "I Am Not Ashamed." I am not ashamed. I have no one to blame. I take responsibility today. I had no idea things would turn this way. I know better now. The weight of disappointment no longer hold me down. I stand firm in my truth. I know who I am now, and I know my worth. I no longer hold on to pain. I will dance in the rain. I listen to my inner voice. I stand up and make a better choice. I love me for me. I see a future and I know what it can be, what I can be. I am thinking happy thoughts every day. I walk in my purpose today. That is such a
Thank
powerful
you.
affirmative piece. It really is. It's things that doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, that we constantly need to remind ourselves.
Yeah. And that piece can relate, as you said, to so many things.
Yes.
And that's the aim of that piece. I hope to one day host a couple workshops relating to a few topics.
Mm.
So, for example, children with special needs or persons who have relationship issues
Yeah.
or going through depression, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's I was thinking about all of those topics when I wrote that because I wanted it to be open to shed light on whatever the situation might be at the time.
Each of those lines, 15 lines, each of those lines can be a theme or a topic or a thought for a meditation, you know.
Yeah.
I love me for me. That's one of the hardest things many of us struggle to do. We always
Hmm.
want somebody else, when in fact
Exactly.
we are all that we need to be.
Yeah, and that's why I love that song, "The Greatest Love of All" by
Yeah,
Whitney Houston so much because that line, learning to love yourself is
yeah,
the greatest,
yeah.
love of all.
And as Daisy just said, even the rhyme through those is consistent. All your work, the rhyme scheme, you retain that rhyme scheme, and yet you don't deviate from the emotion or the message um, that you want to project. Even the very opening line, "I am not ashamed. I have no one to blame." I can relate to those two lines so much because
Mhm.
I never conformed to the norms of society or what the community said, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I
Right.
did, even with family, what parents said, oh, you shouldn't do this. I never conformed to that.
Oh, so you're a rebel.
I always did what I knew was right in my heart.
Hmm.
And today, 6 decades later, I can still stand up and talk about anything that I've done without any shame because
Right.
I was it was something, whether it was a good deed or a bad deed, it was something I had to do for my own learning, for my own
Right.
growth. So I'm not apologizing for anything, even when I've dropped out of ceilings and with a knife in my hand at somebody. I'm not ashamed of that because it's something
Exactly.
I had to live and learn to do,
Hmm.
right? Uh, because similarly, as much as I'm proud of that life that I saved or that elderly person that I helped cross the road, as much as I'm proud of those deeds, I'm also not ashamed of falling through people's ceilings and, for the sake of those two lines themselves. I said, we could talk about this for like days, this poem, the line.
I know, because it's relating to so many
Yeah.
things, and that's what I wanted it to do. Like whatever it is at the time or you're going through, like don't be ashamed. Like
Yeah.
it happened already. Pick up the pieces. I mean, yeah,
The
you
third
you
line
can learn from your mistake.
The third line, I take responsibility today. That is something that I even used to instill into my kids. I said, I've taught you what is right and wrong.
Yeah,
but you take responsibility for your decisions and your actions
exactly.
and accept the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
I have told you, do not play on the street. You could get hit by a truck or a car. Now, if you decide to go and play on the street and you get hit by a truck, take responsibility of your actions and accept the consequences.
Right? Because you can't blame anybody. I mean, you made that choice.
100%. I said, yes,
Yeah.
I'll come and scrape you off the street and I'll take you to a hospital to see if you can be put back together again. But I
Oh
will
wow.
not go and kill that truck driver because you're the idiot who went and played on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got to live with those consequences. If you broke a leg, you live with it. Right?
Exactly.
So honestly, that I could, and this is just a thought, you should get that printed on a little card. In these newsagents or bookshops, you got these little affirmation cards. That is something that somebody could keep in their handbag or in their wallet and just when they need that reassurance, read this piece and I have been one to never ever shy away from a difficult passage. I will dance in the rain. That is such an empowering line. As I said,
Thank
every
you.
line in that you could meditate on.
Yeah.
Uh, it's an amazing piece, really is. Again, it not just shows your skills in writing, but it shows the beauty of the soul that resides within you, Latasha. It really does. You're
Thank you.
you got a you got a very wise outlook on life.
Thank you. And I'm still learning and growing and getting older. As a matter of fact, last week was Friday was my birthday, so I
Last
just
Friday, happy
yeah,
birthday.
yeah, yeah. So I'm getting older and wiser, and just appreciating life as it is, and just learning to um accept things as they are. Don't take life too seriously. Be a positive influence to others as much as I can, because we all are going through something and need encouragement. So that is my goal and dream.
A wise person would accept that we never stop learning. As I,
Yeah.
as I've said to my children, the day I stop learning is when I will start fertilizing the daisies. I will no longer be here.
Oh, okay.
Stop learning. I'm I'm 65 years old and I'm still learning and I still treat life. I view life like I don't know anything, like I'm everything. There's so much more for me to learn, and
Exactly.
I learn from people in high places to the street cleaner to the street kid. I learn from everybody. Everybody has something to teach you.
Exactly.
So last Friday was the 26th. So 26th of June is your birthday, right?
No, last Friday was the 19th.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
today is the 26th.
Because I'm on Saturday. To me, last Friday was the 26th.
Right,
Yes,
right, right,
I'm
right.
already on Saturday. My apologies. Right, the 19th. Wow. Well, many happy returns, and I hope you had a wonderful day and you got spoiled by the kids on your birthday.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's me or probably you have the same experience, but as you get older, the birthday is not such a big deal because you start saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm getting older. I haven't done this or I haven't done that." It can be it's a flood of emotions, but overall, I'm just so happy to be alive and to be sharing my work and words of encouragement with others. So yeah.
100%. Every day when I wake up, I'm happy. I'm happy that I wake up. In fact, my birthday is not next week, the week after. So it's just another day. If you ask me what have I got planned, I haven't even thought about it. Um, it's Tuesday, not next week, the week after, and I've got
Right.
It's just
No plan.
another day.
Okay. I have a freestyle that I wrote the other day. It kind of explains why I love poetry and why I do it. So, this is it. I chose poetry, or perhaps poetry chose me. Listen and let me demonstrate. I use poetry to communicate. I read for kids to educate. Put that in a storybook and then I illustrate. Talk about love and chemistry to stimulate. I see you listening and start to contemplate. When I'm alone, I meditate. A songwriter read my book and start to deliberate. Let's write a song and collaborate. Poetry is fire. Don't you ever underestimate. Leitasha writes with fire and don't hesitate.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. So that was a freestyle, you said.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
I was just playing with the words that end with eight, ATE.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's awesome. I admire people who can freestyle. That's
Hmm.
Now you mentioned the illustrations. That's a good. That's a question. So with children's books, illustrations are quite important. Did you do the illustrations for your kids' book that you wrote?
Yes, because um, children have to see pictures, so you
Yeah,
cannot write a book without pictures. So I had to get the books illustrated. So
yeah,
along with the words, it has pictures for each piece.
yeah. Awesome.
So yeah. So
The nature of
even
Ash.
though for kids it has to be very simple.
Yeah,
So I did that as well, but just to grab their attention, the pictures had to be there.
yeah, yeah. 100%.
Mm.
Now, I don't know if you've been looking at the comments. Many people have been wishing you a wonderful year ahead, yeah, from the year of from your birthday. And and the nature of Ash just said she loves doing that. She said that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, you've got very you honestly your work is nothing but lovable, and it's nothing but
Thank you.
inspirational.
Yeah, that's the aim. And I don't know if there's anybody who has a certain topic that they would like me to recite a poem for.
Well,
If you'd
while we
like, you can just comment a topic, and then I can probably find a piece. Because whatever, most things that I write, yeah, I mean, it's a relatable story.
Yeah. While people are putting in a comment, my eyes keep going back to your poem, your new poem that I just read. I just saw another line that I have lived my life by. I listen to my inner voice. That is such a powerful statement. Most people live by what they see, what they hear, what they see in their community and all that. I've always ignored that and listened to that inner voice. And that line in your poem, I keep going back to it. That is a very powerful poem that you got me to read.
Thank you.
The nature of Ash has put in a topic birds. You got anything on birds?
Um, I think I wrote a poem when I was in nature. Um, I don't think I have anything on birds right now, but I put that on my to-do list. That's so funny. Um, I think I had shared this poem on the open mic that you had the other day, but I didn't get to highlight how the inspiration came from that poem, Jimmy Cliff. So, as I mentioned to you before, I'm always taking on challenges. So, somebody will just randomly like say something, and I'll just write a poem.
Ash just
So,
said even anything on nature, any kind of nature.
oh, sure.
or
Mm.
resilience and strength, which your pieces
Oh
are.
yes, I have a piece. Let me take you to Jamaica with a poem that I wrote.
Actually, Ash will be featuring 2 shows from now, not the next show. The one after that, Ash will be featuring. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So this one is called The Refreshing Escape. I sorry. I took a deep breath and time stood still, surrounded by beauty on a hill. An outdoor shower with a captivating view. Towels hang lazily from the drifting posts, and the world slips away, leaving only what matters most. The experience is refreshing. You feel brand new. The crisp water awakens your senses anew. As laughter and sunlight slip gently through, a gentle breeze carries sweet scents through the air. Sunlight dances on leaves, golden and fair. Bird song tumbles from the branches above. Each note a reminder this place is crafted with love.
The very first line you got me from, I took a deep breath and time stood still. What a starting line to the poem. That's,
Yes. I was actually in the mountains. Um, I think it was in St. Thomas, and I was so captivated, just to be in the hills and no cars, no buildings. It's just nature, and I was just captivated. So that line, I took a breath and time stood still. Time literally did stood still for me. I was just in awe. The
time
beauty
does
of
stand
the,
still in
yeah.
nature.
Of
The,
nature was saying I knew my Jamaican sister could take me somewhere beautiful.
there you go. It's, I, I find nature is my escape whenever life gets too challenging and I need to unplug. I always disappear into nature where there's no human beings and it's just me and nature. Yeah.
Yes, and to be honest, it's one of the places that I go to do a lot of my writings because sometimes I have like a little what they call it, writer's block as they would call it, and yeah, one of my favorite things to do is probably sit by the beach
Yeah.
or go to a river or waterfalls, and that's the best place to write.
Yeah. I love waterfalls. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got about another 30 minutes or so, so feel free to showcase as much as your work. And also, if you've got any events or anything upcoming, now with this, once I post this, I'll obviously add you as a collaborator. And then once I've created the YouTube and the Spotify, I will share those links as well with you. So feel free to showcase any of your work because between the different media, there could be people from any corner of the world that could be being exposed to your work, and I think your work needs to be showcased because I think your messages are powerful, your poetry is beautiful, and I think many people can gain a lot from reading your work or hearing your work. So the stage is yours.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to read this one called Simple Joys. No need for riches, gold, or fame. Peaceful moments, blessed just the same. A quiet home where hearts can rest. That is a treasure life's truest test. The taste of a meal, warm and sweet. Comfort found in the food we eat. Shared laughter at a humble table makes the soul feel strong and stable. The sky turns crimson, day's soft end, a sunset painted with time to spend. No rush, no race, just watching the glow. learning that beauty is steady and slow. Life is not measured in what we own, but in seeds of gratitude, gently sown. Simple joys whisper, calm and true. Happiness blooms in the little things too.
No need for riches. That's so true, right? Because we don't take any of that beyond our grave, but the richness of
Right?
soul and our actions is what we take beyond. Now, there was a line there, knowing that beauty is something and slow. What was that?
Oh, I said that learning that beauty. Oh, I said no rush, no race, just watching the glow. So I was talking about you're watching the sunset
Yes.
and enjoying that moment and learning that beauty is steady and slow.
Yep.
The sunset, from the sunset, you can learn so many things
Yes.
by watching it. Yeah.
One of the one of the hard lessons that I had to learn and probably still continuing to learn is patience, because I'm always an impatient man. When I plan to do something, I want to go and do it and get it done. And learning patience has been a struggle for me. And I think I speak for many people. We get impatient, right? When we make a decision, we need to go somewhere, we need to do something, we need to acquire something. Patience is a virtue that's a struggle for many of us to learn. I know it is for me. It has been.
All right. And nature wanted one about resilience and strength. All
Yes.
right. All right. Let's break free. Um, why do we silence our song? Why keep pretending we belong? Bound by chains of doubt and fear, when freedom waits so bright, so near. This life is fragile, fleeting, rare. Don't waste it drowning in despair. Lift your eyes beyond the night. There's always hope. There's always light. Your spirit was never meant to hide. It longs for truth, not compromise. Let courage guide each step you take and shed the roads you did not take. The path is yours. It's never too late to choose joy over heavy weight. Trust the whispers deep inside. Your heart knows where your treasure hide. Life is a gift, a secret call, to rise to love, to live through all. So take the chance, embrace the climb, and paint your story line by line.
Tash, a common theme that I've noticed through all your poems,
Yeah.
and I agree with a lot of people. They say that ending lines are very, very important because it leaves
Mhm.
thought. But I also think the opening lines in a poem are just as important, the very first line. And you do that so well, that first line and the last line, because the first line is what grips the attention. You started
Yeah.
that, why do we silence our song? Right? What a We try to diminish who we are, and we're always impressed by everything that not or that we don't have. But we
Yeah.
forget our song. And you start your poems, like even the piece that I read, I am not ashamed. Right? They're powerful lines to start a piece, because I think the first line grabs the attention of the listener
Yeah.
or the reader. And then the last line, I think, is just as important because it leaves you asking for more,
Thinking.
procrastinating,
Yeah.
thinking, analyzing. So you do both, the both ends of the poem. You do it so well. You always open with a very strong line. You do that really well.
Thank you. And I don't know. Well, I also mentioned that I'm a storyteller. So from a younger age, I always like to tell a story. So I think in my poetry, I automatically do that.
Mm.
You know?
Well, now I just said that first line, why do we silence our song? I just noticed that Daisy's comment there as well. That line even gripped her right from the very start. Why do we silence our?
Yeah.
That first line, I think there's a lot of importance that I hear people talk about the last lines, but not often about the power of that first line.
Yeah, I think it's very good. Even in public speaking or making presentation, you
Yeah.
need an icebreaker.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
I try to do that in all my pieces.
You certainly succeed in that. Um,
Thank you. And I want to talk about a sensitive topic. I don't know if there's a parent here who probably has a child with special needs or know of any children or a friend, but I wrote about it and I think it's something that a lot of people are ashamed about. So this is my way of encouraging that um, the child may be different, but they're not less. A child with special needs, a journey so rare, a path that's uncertain with challenges to share. People don't understand, they stare and they gawk. Their whispers and judgment, a heavy way to talk. Why can't they be normal? Why can't they be still? Why can't they speak clearly and fulfill or will? The question and doubts, they pierce like a knife. A parent heart aches with a deep sense of life. The shame and the guilt, they creep in like a thief. A feeling of inadequacy, a constant grief. But why should we feel shame for something we can't control? For being different is not a reflection of our soul. We love our children just the same. Their worth and value, not defined by their frame. We advocate for them with a voice loud and clear, for acceptance and understanding we hold dear. So let's break the stigma, let's shatter the mold, let's celebrate differences and let love unfold. For every child is precious in their own unique way and deserve our love, accepts and acceptance and support each day.
that's so you resonated so well with that, and your words are most encouraging. I myself have got many close friends with children with special needs, from cerebral palsy to Down syndrome to ADHD to various ailments, and our culture here, we're very forward, and we don't hold a lot of shame. We call a spade, and we live with what we do. So my family, my friends who have the child with cerebral palsy, um, he was he's now 21 years old, and I've been very close to this child. Whenever he now visits my city, he lives in the next city north of me. Whenever he visits, he always lets me know he's coming down, and we always make it a point to catch up. 20, he just turned 21 last year, so this year he'll be 22. And in all those years, I've just had this close relationship with this boy. He is such a personality. Yes, he's constricted to a wheelchair, and he's got some movement on the upper part of one arm, but the other arm's not that mobile. But his sense of humor, the way he takes life, and he wants to represent Australia in the Paralympics in bocce, and he is now competing around the country in bocce
Wow.
and winning titles because he's determined. He said he'd someday, if this kid wasn't in a wheelchair, he would have been playing football. He loves football and he loves sport, and he's determined that he will represent Australia in the Paralympics. And the inspiration I get from this, the determination that I get from this boy, is um, is phenomenal. And we've got such a friendship. I've known him since he was born, and now he's 21. And I cherish my time that whenever I spend with him. Whenever I go visit Sydney, I make it a point that I catch up to him and his family. I've known his father for probably 40 years and his mum for probably 30 years. But yeah, um, you can gain strength when I watch some of these kids. There's nothing to
Yeah.
be ashamed of in any way. And my young friend, he does not see any limitations in himself.
Yes, I like that too because a lot of times, well, in Jamaica, what I observe is that there's a stigma. So, I was just observing, what is happening, and I'm like, these children are different, but they're not less. They're special too, and they need love and support just like any other child, and it's not their fault they were born that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is very sad that there is a stigma in like in Jamaica, and I'm sure in many
Mhm.
other countries. I'm sure in some of the subcontinental countries and all, there would be a stigma as well. One thing I'm very thankful of here in Australia, there is no stigma at all. People treat a special needs child exactly the same. Matter of fact, I said one of my close friends even has a Down syndrome child. From the time this girl was a little girl, now she's in her late 20s. From the time she was a little girl, I still love when she gives me a hug because I don't know if you've ever been hugged by a child, a person with Down syndrome. There is no filter. When they hug, you feel the purest, untainted, unrestricted love.
Wow. Yes,
Like,
I notice those children are usually very loving, and it's something
yes,
that I
yeah.
always,
Like, if
admire.
I was to give you a hug now, I'll be constraining myself because I don't want you to think that I'm being over familiar, right? It'll be just a
Right, right,
area.
right.
But when a Down syndrome person hugs you, they hug you like you're the best thing since sliced bread, like you're the best thing in their life. There's no other ill intention, and it's just pure, unrestricted love. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So,
Definitely. Those kids just have a big heart.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. That's a very powerful topic to even write on, Dasha. It really is. I love that you don't restrict yourself to any particular genre. You're dealing in many aspects that people face in societal constrictions. I mean, it's sad that there's a stigma to a special needs person, right? It's
Yeah,
sad, but I'm so glad that you can adapt yourself and write to any topic that has to do with, at the end of the day, it all comes under that human experience, right?
exactly.
So it's honestly, I was honor, it's an honor for me to have connected with you from XDB's show back in February and to feature you on the show part of the reason I do the show is to showcase the person behind the pen. And I myself have learned so much about you, and I'm glad to share the oxygen in this world at the same time as you, and to have walked this earth at the same part as you, to meet somebody like you who really holds the treasures the key values of that human journey. It really is a pleasure, Letitia. I think the world has a lot to thank for having people like you in the world.
Thank you. And as I mentioned before, I'm so grateful to be a part of my local poetry community. And I'm so happy to have met you virtually as well. Hopefully, one day we can meet in person.
Well, I'd love to get to Jamaica one day, and if I do, I will be sure to catch up with people like yourself and Exhibir and so forth. And I'm one of those people, I'll travel the corners of the world to go and I went to Nigeria just to spend time with the Daisy. You know?
To spend time with the what?
A Daisy who's always supportive of this show, and she's
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
so
I
I
didn't
went.
hear what you said.
I,
Clearly.
I spent 30 hours, 35 hours on a flight just to get to the US to meet people. The US, nothing interests me there as in places to see, but I'll go there to meet people.
Wow.
People that I've connected with through poetry. I went to Nigeria for that reason. I connected with that Daisy through poetry, and I spent 4 weeks there with her hosting my visit. So don't be surprised to see me in Jamaica because I could well get there. So
Yes,
yeah.
it's the best place to be in the world.
And to meet somebody, to meet you in person would be an absolute honor. It really is, because you I resonate with everything that you hold value on, because I hold value in very similar things, right? Aspects of life and the human journey. And it's always a pleasure to meet somebody who values that. As I said, that poem that I read of yours, I could meditate on every single one of those lines. I could write a prose on each of those lines because they're all lines that I hold in dear value.
Right. Thank you, man. That one was, I just had a moment and the words just came together,
Mm.
I don't know if you experience it as well. Like sometimes a thought comes in and then you just can't stop writing. Like everything is just flowing. Probably it's just God speaking to you or a higher being. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Every
Yeah.
every piece that I wrote starts like that. And normally the thought comes to me when I'm in the shower. As I'm having a shower under hot water, bang, the thought comes. Then I'm quickly dry myself to go and start writing it. And it's,
Yes, yes. And if you don't catch that thought, I mean, it's gone forever.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, we've been going an hour and 50 minutes, so we've probably got time for another closing piece as well, and also letting people know anything that you've got coming up in the near future, shows, events that you're attending. And I'm looking forward to episode 2 and 3 of your acting as well. I can't wait for that.
Okay, yes, yes. So, I'm currently, well, I've written the script, so I can probably put script writer on my resume as well. Um, so I've completed the script for the other two parts of the series leading up to the first piece of the script that was published. So it's just to find the time to do the actual acting
Yeah,
from it. So as soon as it is out, you will know. And you're not the only one waiting. Persons are even giving me suggestions on what the next part should be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And as I mentioned before, I was pleased to be a part of the Poet Life unscripted documentary from the poetlife.com. So if you go on YouTube, you will find my journey on how I am learning to take poetry as a business. So that is something you can look out for as well.
when you
And pardon?
when you shared that link with me back in February, March, I actually did watch the YouTube documentary, and it was an amazing feature. It was really good. Loved it.
Thank you. So it's unscripted. So basically, it's documenting various aspects of how I learned the new information and how I try to adapt it into real life,
Mm,
basically.
mm.
And basically, accepting new challenges as they go along and stuff like that.
Mm, mm. Before you go into a closing piece, Natasha, let me say this is only the first time. It's not the last time. So as you have events coming up, if you put out another book, when you got anything big that happens, when you're talented many many avenues. So as things come up, please reach out to me and let me know. Hey, Rainier. this has happened or that's happened, and I'll schedule you in for this door is always open for people that I respect and as artists, and it's not just writing or people that really support people on that human journey, people that write material or provide material that's encouraging. This door is always open. So please feel free to reach out to me and let me know as something, as you reach each milestone. And I'll be happy to have you on the show again.
Yes, thank you. Because as I mentioned with the Poet Life, I will be launching my company soon.
Mm.
So that is
Well,
something we can look
yes,
out for.
when that happens, let's have feature you again, and let's promote the business side of your work.
Thank you. All right. So the last poem that I'm going to read is called Dreams in Motion.
Oh,
Because a lot of things, yes, a lot of things that I have dreamed of doing have actually been accomplished, and I'm really grateful for all the connections that I have made and about to make, because some things you have to manifest. So this poem is called Dreams in Motion. Life can be wondrous, bright and true, if only we trust in what we can do. Dreams are seeds, fragile and small. With faith and effort, they grow tall. The road is steep, the climb is long, but each step taken makes us strong. Believe in the power your spirit holds. Work with courage. Watch life unfold. The mind can doubt, the world may test, but persistence craves the path to success. Hope is the flame, and work is the spark. Together, they light the way through the dark. So dare to imagine, dare to try, reach your goals, aim for the sky. For life becomes beautiful, full and bright when belief and hard work turn dreams into light. Thank you.
that is such a beautiful closing piece. It shows your selflessness, right? And it's your wisdom that you wish people to live by, and that's a beautiful closing piece.
Thank you.
It's very
I mean, what is
encouraging.
life if you don't have a dream and work
Yeah,
towards it? Yeah,
100%. It's encouraging. It's an empowering piece. It's the best advice you can give any person, right?
exactly.
Natasha, it's been to say that it's been a pleasure to feature you on this show is an understatement. And it's been a huge pleasure for me to connect with you and to get to know you, to share this screen and to get to know more about you and what inspires you, what drives your writing, to learn other aspects. And I must look up your father on YouTube too. Now, what was his name again for the listeners?
Sure, Joseph Scott.
Joseph Scott. So, folks, Joseph Scott on Spotify or something, look him up. And Letitia, do let me know when you write the words and your father puts the music to it. I cannot wait.
Sure. Yeah, that should be from the poem. What was it? Trading Passion for Pennies.
Oh,
Yeah.
you even come up with very appropriate titles for your pieces.
I know. As I said, you have to always have a nice icebreaker opening statement, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know it. When I do the other show, the open mic show, I know sometimes you might be in bed in your pajamas or something like that, but feel free to come up and share your work. You can have your camera off if you've got your headband on and your pajamas on, but still come up. Feel free to when you're free to come up and share some of your work. It'll be a pleasure to hear your work. It really is. So.
All right. And thank you so much again for having me. It was a joy and a pleasure.
It's
And thank you to my supporters as well who was able to join on. I appreciate your support and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who's come in the room and for your comments and your support. It's always treasured and valued. It really does help. And Leitasha, it is an honor to have featured you on this show. You brought great honor to the whole Something More Than Gibberish platform. And as an individual, I cannot express in words what a pleasure it's been to meet and get to know you at a deeper level. It really has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Stay safe and stay blessed, my friend, and thank you again. And we'll keep in touch. And when the Poet Life business happens, we shall do this again.
All right. Thank you and take care and all the best.
Thank you, Leitasha. Stay safe, stay blessed, my friend.